Okay, so today we are going to be creating some Laurel Burch cats. So first flip to a fresh, clean page in your sketchbook. And you are going to need a pencil. So to start with our Laurel Burch cats, we are actually going to start over in this top corner over here. And you are going to start by making a kind of funky looking W. So of course watch me first. So you are going to come down and up, so kind of like a really tall W. Then this is going to be your cat's face. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to add some ears and some eyes. So you can imagine for a cat, we're just going to go down, over, and up. So watch me, down, over, and up for your cat's ears. For the nose, you are going to find the middle of your cat's face and you are going to give it a nose. Now you can do a triangle nose, which is pretty common, or if you want to spice it up, you could add a heart-shaped nose. I'm going to go classic. I'm just going to do a triangle shaped nose like that. Then you are going to draw two lines for the bridge of your cat's nose. But you want to make sure that your lines are the same length. You don't want to make them like that. Ugh. So you want to make sure they're the same length. And you can tell this by taking your pencil and placing it on top. If it sits nice and straight, then they're the same length. If it's like super tilted like that, that is not good. Okay, now to make your cat's eyes, you are going to draw a curved line that's going to start at the top of this line that we just drew and go all the way to the side of the cat's face. So it's going to curve up, 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 and then down. We're going to do the same on both sides, up, 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 and down. Now you're going to finish these eyes by doing a curved line down. Repeat on both sides. Now, if at this point your cat's face looks a little weird, a little bit like mine, I got one eye that's kind of small, one eye that's kind of big, and guess what? It's okay. It doesn't matter, okay? It's going to be unique. It's going to be what makes it stand out. It's going to be what makes yours look different from everybody else's. So don't panic too much, okay? Now, to finish off these eyes, you are going to draw a circle inside of the shape we just drew, but it must touch the top and bottom of that shape, top and bottom. And then we are going to add some triangles to the inside of the cat's ears for that pink part of the cat. And then we are going to draw like slits in the cat's eyes. So all you're going to do is just draw like a curved line that goes up and down. And then to finish the face, you're going to draw a straight line going from either the bottom of the heart if you decide to spice it up, or the bottom of your triangle, and come down to that W shape that we had. And then you need to give him the bottom part of his face, which is like kind of like his jaw or his mouth. So to do that, you're just going to do a curved line, just like that. Okay, now this cat's face, now that it's all said and done, should take up about 1/4 of your paper. Mine's a little bit less than 1/4 of my paper. So if I take my fingers, you can see that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that cat's face should be about fill up that 1/4 of the paper, okay? Now I can go on to the cat's body. The cat's body is going to be really easy and pretty quick actually. So first I'm going to draw a curved line that's going to start right where that eye, wherever that eye hits, and you're going to go whoop, like that, okay? It's just a big curved, kind of like a J, kind of like a wonky looking J. That's going to be kind of like the cat's bottom and tail. Now we're going to draw his paws. So we're going to draw a straight line. It's going to be like another really tall W, like that, for your cat's paws. And then for the tail, we're going to turn this part, this giant curve, into the tail by just continuing that into like a big S. So basically it's like it made a really giant S. But we want to actually make it a tail, and just drawing a line doesn't make it look like a tail. It makes it look like an S. So we're going to give it weight. We're going to make it thick looking by adding another one of those lines. Now that's starting to look like a tail. Then you need to add little toes for your cat. So I would say do 2 or 3 lines. Probably 3 lines would look best. I need to erase that one. Those are too close together. 3 lines for your cat's toes. Much better. 3 lines for your cat's toes. And you can add some whiskers as a final detail. Now, at this point, you need to add some kind of patterns, designs, whatever you think is going to look good. We talked about Laurel Burch and her artwork and how her art is really brightly colored and has lots of patterns and designs. So I'm leaving it up to you. Can I just color the cat black or brown or white? No. Boring. We don't want that. Okay? So add some designs and patterns and stuff like that. Whatever you think would look cool. Now, the next thing you are going to do is you are going to use a Sharpie, and you are going to trace over everything you just drew in pencil with a Sharpie. Now that you've traced everything in Sharpie, you are going to take an eraser, erase away any pencil lines you might still see. Color these with bright colors, so we need markers. Okay, so finally you can add a background to your Laurel Burch cats. Now I'm going to do flowers, but you can kind of do whatever kind of background you want. Do I want it to just be plain white? No. Do I want it to be one color? No. Get creative with it. You can have flowers, you could have polka dots, you could have stripes, you could have whatever you want. If you want your cat to be in a jungle, you could draw that. If you're really into Pokemon, you could draw other Pokemon around your cat. I don't know. Get creative. Just like fill it in with something. And at this point you might be kind of like, oh my gosh, I just want to be done. This is not the time to bail on this and just be like, I'm just going to throw something on that's just sloppy and doesn't look good. Okay? Take a second. Think about something that you really like and create it. Do not just rush through it to get it done to be done, okay? If you want to do flowers like I'm doing flowers, that's totally fine with me. I think they kind of look awesome. So I would be okay if you wanted to do that, if you wanted to copy me. So my flowers are pretty basic. I'm just going to start with the center of the flower, do the petals, and then add some leaves. And you can change up the shape of the petals. Like this first one, I'm just going to do curved lines. And I try to do 4 petals. Sometimes I have more, sometimes I have less. And then do kind of like little teardrop shapes for the leaves. And then you can add another, kind of like almost like another petal, but it's not, it's just a design. Now you can change up the way your flowers look by changing up the shape of this. So instead of doing curved line, you could do like squared lines or like triangles. You could also try making some that look more like actual petal shaped, so they're kind of curve and come to a point. Now if for the background you want to switch colors, like if you're getting tired of doing markers and you want to switch to colored pencils or something like that, that is fine with me. If you do switch to colored pencils, remember it's going to take a little bit longer to color than if you used markers. So think about that. You might not want to do the whole background in colored pencils, maybe just some of it. But if you want to switch materials to something else, I'm okay with that. So I know you might be asking yourself, gray? Why would you choose gray for a background color? Isn't that like a boring color? This is true, it is kind of like a boring color. But my reasoning for choosing gray is because all the flowers are going to be super colorful, the cat's super colorful, everything's super colorful, that I wanted to make the background something opposite, something not super colorful. So that's why I chose gray. And I wanted to switch it to colored pencil because I wanted it to look different than everything else, so it would kind of go into the background and it would recede. It's not too much of one thing.